Hello, is this thing on? Is it on? Is it recording? Oh yeah, it's recording. Well, in a previous video, I shared that our 9-year-old son, Micah, recently had a health scare. And we thank God that he seems to be back to 100% now. He's been back to doing his normal farm chores all by himself, and I am so thankful that he's also been back to helping me out with various projects around the homestead, as well as other projects like this shed right here of our neighbors. For those of you who don't know, I mentioned it in a different video that our neighbors recently have had some pretty serious health issues, and it's so bad that both the husband and wife have had to go live in assisted living. And for those of you who may be brand new to this channel or just don't know, for the past 10+ years my family and I have lived in a yurt, and we homestead and we raise chickens, ducks, and all that. But with 6 people living in a 700 square foot yurt, our space has gotten pretty limited, and we have offered to rent some of the space from our neighbors in their house, as we have been helping them with cleaning and organizing, and we're using some of that space for office space and recording. But earlier this year, the husband asked if I would work on this shed on the property right here. And he asked me during the start of the growing season, somewhere around there, when things were just really cranking and busy, and I was like, I can't get to it right now. And he's like, you just get to it when you can. I said, probably at the cooler months when things calm down, I should be able to get to it. Well, now is the time, is the cooler months, and sadly they're in assisted living, but I'm still gonna go ahead and work on this shed, continue working on it with Micah. On the first day that we worked over here, started off with Micah working on blowing the leaves and cleaning up the front yard, while I worked on just getting items out of the shed, sorting and organizing. And not only were there a number of items in there, it was also really dusty. Leaves, nuts, all kinds of things in here. And around this time is when Micah joined me.
This could be my wood carving table.
That's a good idea.
Carving chair.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
There's a small wasp nest up there. There's a bird.
Yeah. Dusty in there.
And a lot of nuts.
We're 2 of them, right? It's pretty crazy to think that just a few weeks ago he was in pain in the ER, and then we're thinking he's gonna have to have surgery or whatever. But to now see where he is now, to be feeling well, to be upbeat, to be wanting to help work with me, just makes me feel good as a dad. Oh, and also to hear that there's some things that he wants to do. Alright, so why don't you go get the light box and get your new action figures.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah, just there.
You know what? It's not always perfect when you're working with family members, particularly your kids. But there's so many moments where it's just so enjoyable, and then having to have gone through what we just went through with him, it just makes me feel even more appreciative and thankful to be able to spend the time with Micah as well as our other kids. And as a dad that likes to do stuff, I get a lot of fulfillment out of when we're working on projects like this together, even if it's dusty and dirty, which it was in the shed as we were sweeping it up. Dust was getting kicked up everywhere. So I'm like, all right, let's take a timeout and let's bring a fan in here. But there's no power connected to the shed. So thankfully I brought the Jackery 1000 along with me. Carried it over here with the intention that we were going to use it at some point today. And now was the time to use it. So I set up a table. Put the Jackery 1000 on it and plugged up a fan into it to get some of this dust out of the shed. All right, now push AC. All right, turn your fan on. There you go. Got some air circulating in here. Get some of this dust out. Turn that thing on high. And one of the things that I like about the Jackery 1000 is its portability. Now, I use a number of different Jackery power stations here on our homestead. We use the 3600 as backup power for our yurt. So in the event that we have power loss, we're still able to do things such as be able to cook a meal, have spare light, have backup for our refrigerator. And we actually not too long ago did a drill, no power drill, and that was really effective. But I also have a Jackery 3000 that I use as backup power for my brooders, for my baby chicks and ducklings. So in the event that we lose power for those, well, that power station will kick on to keep their heat lamps and heat plates warm so we don't lose them, because that could be a costly evening if we lost power, and it has happened before. So to protect them, we use the 3000. And I also use the Jackery 2000s as backup power for our chest freezers for the meat and things that we raise here on the homestead. But as I mentioned, I also have the Jackery 1000. And it's really handy. It's the most portable one. As I mentioned, its portability. It's great for camping. We've used it in our 4-season tent. We also use it as emergency power to take along with us on trips at times. It's just one of those power stations that is super, super handy. So inside the shed, the first job we gave it was powering the fan to blow out the dust. Instant airflow, no extension cords running all the way across the property, which that's pretty far. I don't know if we have one that reaches quite that far, but don't have to worry about that. Provides us power right here. It's quiet and reliable power. And it's actually running right now and you can't even hear it. But also the blower that Micah was using on the leaves up there, we also plugged in the recharging station for that battery because it ran out, and the Jackery power station powered the fan as well as that recharging station. But Mike and I also used it for one more thing. This past year, Micah has shown more and more interest in photography, and he's also been really helpful in helping me to record for these vlogs. And he's really been taking some really neat shots. So since he's really interested in using this space, I set up a light box in here for him. And also plugged it into the Jackery 1000. And using the light box with the Jackery 1000 makes the whole setup super easy to move and set up practically anywhere. We could even set it up in the pasture somewhere. And which reminds me, we also got some really neat shots of baby ducklings using the light box. And in addition to the video clip, we also got some pictures. And just for the sake of fun, I let Micah take some other pictures of something else. Recently, he got some action figures from our family members, Lacie and Sam, who recently got married. And I was like, you want to take some pictures of those action figures in the light box using the Jackery power station inside this shed? And he was like, yeah. I got them ready. Okay. So is it neat coming here, hanging out, and taking some pictures?
Yes.
Yeah. What other ideas do you have in here?
Whittling.
Whittling? Yeah, yeah.
Building stuff.
Yeah, we gotta get you. Yeah, you got a light that you can use, a multi-purpose light with your Jackery power station. There's a number of ways we can use this power station out here in the shed, and that's honestly what makes it so versatile. Out of all the power stations I've used over the years, this Jackery 1000 has to be one of the easiest to use in all kinds of different settings and circumstances. We've used it in totally off-grid situations, outside on the farm, camping, charging our phones and computers so we can work while being away from power, and it handles all that without any trouble. And to add to that, it also comes with a 5-year warranty, so I never have to stress out about that side of things either.
Now time for big dude.
Whoa. Those action figures remind me of G.I. Joe. I used to be a really big G.I. Joe fan growing up, watching the cartoons and all that. Yo, Joe! So it was neat to see him get those shots and just to see him exploring with all types of pictures and things that he can take. Who knows what he'll take pictures of next using the setup here. Well, there's still a number of things that need to be done inside this shed here, and not realistic for me to expect to get it done all in one day. But there's still some things like wasp nests that can be taken down, the side wall and paneling that needs to be fixed. Didn't get to the door, still sorting the items out more. So it looks like we're just gonna come back to this project, and you know what, I kinda like hanging out in here with him. With having the Jackery power station over there, we might could just make this a neat little hangout, not just for him, but maybe for me too. We'll hang out together in here, and who knows what all types of fun projects we can do in here together. As the day was coming to a close, Micah was off doing some other farm-related tasks, and I wrapped up the cleaning here at the shed, getting rid of some old materials that were rotting, falling apart, and just not good anymore. Oh, and one of the things that I almost forgot to mention is that with the Jackery 1000, you can also charge it either with a regular wall outlet or with the Jackery solar panels, which we decided to do out here for the shed. So that way, in addition to having the multiple outlets with the power station, we can also have ongoing power here in the shed without having to go back home. Well, at least to eat and do all the other stuff that we do. But anyways, we can have ongoing power with charging it up with the sun during the day. And the solar panels are super easy to use. They fold up to make transporting it even easier, and they're also really lightweight. Now, if you don't have backup power, you definitely may want to consider getting it. From November 5th to December 8th, don't miss Jackery's Black Friday and Cyber Monday sale. You can enjoy up to 65% off the lowest prices of 2025. Whether you're thinking about getting backup power for your home, backup power for your freezers or fridges, or something simple like the Jackery 1000 to provide easy portable power, check out Jackery. The Jackery 1000 can be used daily for 10 years with still keeping 70% capacity thanks to the Life PO4 battery. So that's where we're at today. I'm so glad that Micah is doing much better. I am. Yep, definitely warms my heart to see you back to normal for sure. And now that we got this shed cleared out, as well as he has some power in here with the Jackery power station, you won't tell him what kind of trouble we're going to get into with feeling good in power. Gotta stay out of trouble.
I will. Well, I think I will.
I hope so.